So we're with Danny Searle after Ebbsfleet 0, Oldham Athletic 0. Your first game, I believe we're to call you interim head coach. Is that correct? And how did you enjoy it?
Yeah, well, I think firstly, yeah, I'll take any title that they want to give to me as long as I get to work with the players. I don't mind. But look, I think the club's been a little bit flat. I think everyone would accept that, and they decided to make a change, which I think is no detriment to what the work that Dennis had done here previously. I think he's done a great job, but it's a different voice and a different kind of philosophy slightly. So we wanted to put some bounce into the group, we wanted to put some energy into the group, and we wanted them to show a good account of themselves today, and I think we'd all agree that they did that.
It certainly had a lot more zip about it. The players seem to have more confidence than they've had. I mean, confidence is such a big part of the game these days, and it seemed as though it had ebbed away a little bit with the results recently. But you've had very little time to work with the players. How could you get that in there to turn the tide a little bit?
I think you have to be honest with the players. I respect so many of them, not just because of the people that they are, because of the qualities that they bring to the team. And we just said, leash is off. When you hit that sort of area of the pitch that we believe is the green zone, I don't mind what you do. Go and be you. One of the players said it. Go and be the best versions of yourself in those areas. If you decide that you think it's the best opportunity for you to cross it, cross it. If you think it's a good idea to shoot, shoot. Whatever you think's right at that moment in time, I take the pressure off. I'll take the full responsibility. You go and enjoy yourselves. And I think that, if I'm honest, I think Oldham would have go home tonight probably disappointed with their performance, in the sense because they would have probably thought they'd come here and win, but also feeling a little bit lucky that they actually got the point that they did, because I thought we were the better side, definitely second half.
Well, they were time wasting towards the end. You know, they wanted the clock to run down, but you certainly looked as though you were trying to win the game against a very good Oldham side rather than not lose it. You were on the front foot. Yeah,
well, listen, we made 3 attacking changes. We wanted to win the game, and look, let's deal with the clean sheet as well, because they've got a phenomenal strike force, whether they start or not. And there's players coming off the bench and you're thinking, wow, we probably get in most National League sides anyway. Some of them probably get in League Two sides, and they're bringing them on, and we kept a clean sheet. And I can't really remember, other than Mark Cousins' save, the one-on-one, him having anything really to do. So I know they've missed a couple with some headers, but the overall threat was from us. And that's a credit to the defending line, but we've got some frighteningly good technicians in the side, and it's about giving them the ball, and it's about giving them the freedom to be themselves.
Oldham have also scored more, or achieved more points on the road than they've earned at Boundary Park. So away from home, they're a pretty frightening prospect, but it didn't look like it. You were toe-to-toe with them, weren't you?
Yeah, and as I said, I thought with regards to our possession, I thought we controlled the game. For large parts, obviously they're going to have a spell. They're a fantastic football club. It's Oldham Athletic at the end of the day. I grew up with them in the top league, so they're going to come into town with an expectation. But I don't think that frightened our players, and we got our foothold in the game. And once we got our foot on the ball and we started playing, if I'm honest, I thought there was only one team that looked like a really good footballing side, and I thought that was us.
Just to touch on yourself for a little while, you come into the club. How long do you see you being in that dugout, pulling the strings, as it were? I mean, could you see this to the end of the season? Could you put your hat in the ring for the search that's going to go on for the new manager?
I've made no bones about the fact that I'd love to manage this side. I know a few of the players anyway. I've signed them at previous clubs I've worked at. I know a lot of the lads because I've tried to sign them at previous clubs I worked at. So it's a great group, and any manager, whether it's me or someone else who gets hold of this group, is inheriting a really, really good bunch of lads. They're good people, and I think that's the difference. They've got a lot of players here that you've got to manage, and they've been fantastic since I walked through the door. And look, I agreed to do it on an interim basis, and I'll help the club as much as I can for as long as I can. But I've never made any bones about the fact that if the job's there to be taken, I'll take it.
And of course, each point that comes into the club under your jurisdiction is another tick in the box, isn't it, as far as your application's concerned?
Yeah, look, it would have been nice if they could have picked a run of games where we actually might not be playing Oldham, Chesterfield. Basically, I think we've got 8 of the top 8 in the next 10 games. But how exciting is that? Like, my return to the English football is to come in live on TV against Oldham at home. Yeah, yes, please. I'll take that. Thank you very much.
As far as today's concerned, this is your first experience in the dugout at Stonebridge Road. What were you feeling when you came out today? Were you excited, nervous, apprehensive? I mean, what's been your experience today?
I think there's always an element of nervousness, and I think the day that I'm stopped being, without sounding like a cliche, I think it's time for me to stop doing it, because it's almost an excited anticipation of what's going to happen. And also, as a coach, you want to see, can the players implement what you've done, albeit in 1.5 sessions, put it into the game, which I think they did. But for me, I've been in the opposition dugout here. Fortunately, I've always been quite successful here, to be fair. But the fans are the sort of fans that we need to get them going. It's not their job to get us going. We need to get them going. And I think the players did that today, and I think they got the response that they wanted from the fans as well. They thought they were brilliant, especially second half. And
I guess the longer you work with the players, the more you think you can achieve, develop, and you can get them back to the levels you know they're capable of.
Yeah, look, and the bottom line is it's that actions always speak louder than words, and we've had a really good 72 hours. It's great, but that's all it is, and it's a stepping stone and a block in the right direction, and we've got to build on that. But obviously you go to Chesterfield away next Saturday, if it is me, and that's a real tough ask. But we'll go there with a bit of freedom and excitement, and we'll do the same again. We'll try and go toe to toe, and when the opportunity comes, we'll try and take that one step in front of them.
Well, I think most Leeds fans went away today feeling like they'd won the game, even though they didn't, because there was a much more positive air around the ground. They saw their team on the front foot, having a go, and if they see that, they're happy. And as long as you can deliver that, I think they'll be perfectly happy with the outcome. So good luck at Chesterfield. It's a daunting task, but next time you come back to Stonebridge Road, hopefully you'll have some more points in the bag. So we'll see you again then. But thanks very much indeed.
Yeah, much appreciated. Thank you very much.
Cheers.